AfterBuzzers, what's going on? You are watching the Lucifer After Show tonight at AfterBuzz TV. We are in Season 2, Episode 5, Weaponizer. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah! This should be the voice, not Lucifer. Hey, what's going on, co-host? We're so glad to join you again on another wonderful evening. And I'm Alikona Bradford. I have a special guest. Lucretia couldn't be here tonight, so this is Kitty Boo Boo Patches.
Thank you for filling in on such short notice.
Wow.
She says no problem, no problem. You can find me at BoysandBeauty01, and I'm sure you'll find lots of pictures of her on my Instagram, too. Anyhow, I have said hello. Let me throw it over to my co-host. Let them say hello to you.
Yes, hi, and my name is Ryann Graham. I am enjoying the show. Thank you guys for letting me join
welcome,
here.
welcome.
I'm excited
Thank you
to
for
be
being here.
And you can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham and on Instagram at Instagram.
Nice. Hey guys, I'm back from Florida. My name is Samantha Benitz. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz.
Yes, and as always, please come co-host with us. This side of the table is just for you. All you have to do is join the hashtag ABTVLucifer, read your comments out loud, and you can tell us what you think. So I'm going to start off the conversation first with my cat not crawling off of the table. All right, so let's talk about, I call them Danifer because I just think it is so cute that Dan and Detective Douche, is that Douchifer? Douchifer, hashtag, have this thing that they're bonding over. Sadly a death.
I know.
Yeah, it's a fun little relationship that they have going. It's 2 bros just completely
nerding out hard.
Yeah, over a series of kung fu movies, and it's awesome to see these guys who kind of could have problems with each other just kind of be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go in and be like, we love these series of movies. And it's just interesting that the devil would be interested in an Earth series of movies, but I love it. I think it's really fun, and I appreciate their ship that you gave them.
I know, it's too cute. It's nice seeing that bond nowadays because they've had so much tension kind of in the past and they haven't really connected. So it's kind of nice to see a little bromance going on and an unlikely friendship as well. So I'm glad to see that happening, and I'm excited to see where it goes because now that Dan and Chloe are actually done, what's really going to start happening between those two, and how's that going to change the relationship between those guys as well?
Well, Ella already called it. I called it. I'm going to say I proudly called it, but she's like, why don't y'all get a room? I'm like, yes. And as far as, how Lucifer was saying, why don't you change up the pattern? Don't do what you would have done today. Well, I was going to have sex with you, but okay.
And he was he was there for it. He was like, oh, wait, really? It was like a puppy getting a treat. Oh my gosh, no. But even when Ella called it out, I feel like Dan, I didn't know how to take his response to it. I was were you oblivious to it, or was that you kind of being
he's
no,
jealous.
Was it jealousy?
It looked he looks like, I didn't like hearing that. It was a little twinge on his spine, He didn't like to hear it. He's like, I'm not ready for that right now. I may have set him over, but that doesn't really mean there's no more feelings.
See, and I would have been a little I knew it. Because he already didn't like her hanging out with him in the first place, and he was always like, really, why has he got to be here? Why is he got to be here? So I feel like that was already his sixth sense throwing a flag up, I don't know about you.
Plus, he has that nice little accent, so it's obviously there's going to be some type of the
accent. Well, now what you like.
I know, right?
Just a little transparent over here, but
I'm an open book, always.
Really quick, I want to say hello, Steffi Place. Hi, welcome back. Autumn Phoenix, I have not seen you before, so hi and welcome. Love your little runner people. Chaotic Mayhem, hi. Azrael shows up. Yes, we know that's coming soon, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Uriel shows up, though, tonight, and he was here, and then he was gone.
Yeah, very
quickly. Yeah. But I loved his role.
Yeah.
He was really excellent. But he ticked me off a little bit.
Really? When?
Yeah. Well, hello, when he hit Amenadiel.
Okay. When he punched her, I was like, wait. I mean, yes, but I feel like that needed to happen because I think that had to happen in order for him. And I can never say his name right.
Amenadiel.
I never say his name right. Amenadiel and Lucifer to have that conversation because Amenadiel had to open up about his
Loss
loss
of
of
power.
power.
Right.
And I feel like had that not have happened with Uriel,
It would have never
it would have been swept under the rug, and I feel like that needed to happen because we got to figure out why exactly he's losing his power.
Right, right. It's sad too when you see everything go down. It's because he's just every time looks so defeated.
Yeah.
It's like notch, notch,
Yeah.
notch. You know, as the episodes continue on, just another layer unpeels, and he just seems like emotionally,
himself.
Yeah.
it's just taken such a toll on him.
I know he was so glorious in the beginning, and it's interesting when he put on the ensemble. I'm like, okay, he's
Yeah.
coming back. I see him coming back.
You know, Lucifer gave him his little unintentionally, that little talk about you can do this. What are you talking about? Well, it's interesting too because we also got to learn a little bit about their past.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because now we know that Amenadiel is, if people didn't read the comics, that he is the eldest brother, firstborn, so obviously a more high ranking amongst the others, and just the way their interactions were as children, as far as you have the one brother that was left out.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure he has some sort of animosity because he was always left out, so he didn't mind coming down to Earth and being like, hey.
Yeah, it's my turn
Finally,
to.
yeah.
I think I just love the fact that these celestial beings, these gods or angels, have these type of everyday problems. It makes me happy to know that even angels and gods have brotherly and sibling rivalry. Like I think that's a really fun thing to see, and especially when it's like, oh, I'm the little brother. Like I want to be important. I want to be the one in charge of things.
Yeah.
So you see Uriel come and kind of try to play that card, and then he ends up saying, I've always wanted this to happen.
Yes.
I've always saw it happening this way. Or, you know, it was kind of cool to kind of see the little brother get a chance to stick it to the older brother. 'Cause
Right.
Yeah.
I am the younger brother, and I've always wanted to beat up my older
I have a question for you guys though, because he picked up on people's patterns very well, and he said it doesn't take long to study you to figure you out. Excuse me. But what I'm wondering is, was he able to study those people within the matter of seconds that he was fighting them, or is it something where he sat back and for a long time he's been watching them and studying them, so that way when he finally had his opportunity, he could just take that person down?
I feel like Uriel knows a lot about what's going on mentally, and so he's very focused and already in tuned with that. So anytime he sees somebody, he can already tell that their facade is just simply that, and really the inside is kind of more clear to him. I think he doesn't really get faked out by what they're putting on in front of him. He wants to know the truth, and he can see right through it. Obviously, when he saw his brother even come over and act all hoity-toity, and, you know, he was going to tell him, you know, you can't mess with me, basically. And still, he didn't fall for it, and he knocked him right out. So to me, it was like, what was so obvious about his performance that he would have gotten that clue? I don't think anything.
Well, he said about Amenadiel, as far as that interaction,
Right.
you're usually all action. You don't sit there and talk this much.
Right.
So I
Right,
already
okay.
knew something was wrong. And he probably had his suspicions already, because why wouldn't he have brought Lucifer back sooner? What's taking so long?
Right.
If you are
Right.
the big, almighty, powerful Amenadiel.
Yeah.
You know,
Then, like, what's going on?
What's
Right.
happening?
I obviously need to finish your job. And Steffi Place actually, she made a really great comment in the chat. She said the wing color for Lucifer was black, for Amenadiel it was white, and for Uriel it was gray.
Was it?
Yeah.
It looked white to me
It was
too.
no,
It was gray.
yeah, it was like a
okay.
stonish color. Oh,
Uh-oh.
co-host
Yeah.
is walking
They're
away.
walking off.
Excuse me.
No, okay. And so I guess that gives us a little bit of insight into Uriel then, that maybe he is somewhere in between the good and the evil, or what is quote unquote good or evil. Because I feel
Right.
like that has to be, there's some importance to that
Right.
that color shift. I'm afraid that Boo Boo is gonna
Go running off of
away.
the table. Here, Boo.
I know,
Uh-oh,
it's interesting, because
hello.
now that he's gone already, I'm like, was that God's intention to just send him down to his doom? Or is this kind of a way to give Lucifer another chance, and now that he made another mistake or a Amenadiel, like, what's going to kind of be the reaction to this action? It's
Right.
interesting.
Well, you know, and the thing is, speaking of action and reaction, the thing that Uriel was so good at playing with is what I like to call the butterfly effect.
Right.
Right.
And I did not realize until Lucifer said it out loud, so I'm glad that he did. He physically cannot hurt anybody because he is by right an angel. So
Right.
therefore, I'm just gonna ping.
set things up. Well, and then I guess that gives you the I guess that it opens up the door for maybe this was all a part of his setup, because like he is dead, but like, do we know that he's 100% for sure dead? Because maybe he pulled that knife out, and remember we kind of discussed that it might be a fake.
A fake knife. Like, did he come there with the real knife that ends, you know, all
And-
lives?
Yeah, so it's like maybe that was like a fake that he threw out there in order to set up this next step. Because I do think it's weird
Right.
to bring up this character and kind of introduce the backstory of the brothers a little more, and then to immediately get rid of him. That seems weird.
Yeah.
So it's like, part of me feels like this might be another like little step in the dominoes to be
Maybe,
falling over.
but
I mean, I agree.
But what it could have been is just a gateway just to see a different side also of Lucifer, because I feel like Mom shed a different light on him. No pun intended,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
my morning star. She let us know, she sees light in him and that he always finds a way. And we don't think of that as he's the devil or what have you.
Right.
You don't think of that in a positive light.
Right.
That word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think she has negative intentions for some reason, though, just because I feel like she's kind of orchestrating this, and now this is all very convenient for her, but because of her being here, obviously Chloe was put in danger. Amenadiel was like bleeding today, so clearly it's not a good thing. God's
I like the way you just said Amenadiel was bleeding today. He got his period.
Yeah.
I mean,
What?
seriously,
Hey,
though, the
we all go
fact
through
that he
puberty.
is bleeding is a shocker to me. He's an angel. The fact that we ever saw blood in the first place with Lucifer was a shock, and now that it's happening to him too, this is a very serious thing. And then it's interesting because I still feel like Lucifer's weakness is still different from Amenadiel's weakness.
Right.
Do we? Because I feel like the new character or a new character that's come around since Amenadiel started to have the loss of power is Charlotte, the mom. So do we think that it's her?
No, I feel like it was happening slightly before.
Before? Really?
Yeah. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's a symbol of him humanizing, and with him, even though he doesn't want to admit it, he's starting to like this world.
Right,
and the first
right.
trigger to that was he got a boo thing, and it's a demon.
I know. Yeah.
That's a big boo boo.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, kitty. Anyhow, but all these things that he's doing, and even though, and one of the things Uriel said about him is he has a lot of pride. I think that he really is slowly starting to enjoy his time on Earth, and now he's having real emotions and human feelings, and being friends with Dr. Linda and having that apology moment with her. He's really becoming acclimated to this, and that's one of the things that I'm sure God is like,
No.
that's not what I sent you for. But what I really, really enjoyed is what Lucifer said at the end of the episode. Even though he didn't directly call him God, he kept on talking about Dad and saying, nobody knows what he wants. Amenadiel thought he knew, but he didn't. So-and-so thought they knew, but they didn't. And Uriel thinks he knows, but he doesn't. Nobody knows what he wants. And if you put that into the perspective of life, and I'm not trying to get all preachy or religious, but it's an interesting way to say that, because in life, do we really know? People like to tell you what God
that's
wants.
what he was saying, like
But
human
it's-
wage wars as well. So
Exactly.
he brought that up. So
exactly. So I thought that
true.
was so clever of the writers to include all of that in there, because it's a really interesting message.
Right.
It humanizes them even more. It makes them even more like us. Like, oh wow, maybe there's a little devil in all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can all communicate, but they can't hear a response, which is the most interesting thing. Like, I think you can talk, you can say your side, but you really don't hear a confirmation other than more of what's happening around you, and you start to perceive what's going on.
Yeah, you create your own answers to the questions you put out there, because now you're not being paranoid, but like you said, for lack of better words, just reading everything as a sign of...
Exactly.
So it's hard to determine what is a sign and what happens to be a coincidence, and is there even such a thing as a coincidence?
Right. And now that Chloe's okay and Uriel's gone, what does that say? Like, he came there and kind of threatened her life, and then his life was gone by the end of the episode. And it's just, to me, it sounds like he was a ploy. Like, I don't imagine that the end of this wasn't planned, that he was going to go.
Yeah.
Unless he's really still here
But-
and he's playing a
trick again.
But it's the first time we've seen Lucifer get that emotional over something.
Right.
After he kills his brother and
Wow,
it hits him,
true.
I killed my brother. And then when he goes to Mom, and even to Mom, what have I done? And Mom seems genuinely upset.
Disturbed,
yeah. by it.
And the crazy thing is, Mom, he came to kill you. He didn't
Yeah.
come to take you back to hell. He had the knife to kill you. And I mean, I guess a mother's love never dissipates.
Dies, yeah.
Yeah, but...
Well, and then I guess another thing is that something that could be scary about this this chain reaction is that Lucifer killed Uriel, and he was like the angel of like chain reactions. What is this reaction that's coming? Because like maybe that was his final thing. Okay, him dying is going to set up a series of reactions, because it's obviously going to. So literally,
Yes.
what has he done, and what
Yes.
does this open now?
Yes.
I think that's kind of the next thing. Like,
Yes.
what's going to happen if Uriel is exactly dead?
Right.
What's God gonna do? Who's God gonna send next?
Right.
Is God ever gonna come down? Can we see who that is?
Morgan Freeman, I hope.
I said that last episode. Oh my god, that's so funny. I was like, watch.
Morgan Freeman.
He's just the signature god. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be kind of interesting to see what plays out next, because he was the angel of, let me set up this and see where these things go. So we'll see what he set up before he died.
Right.
Died, because I'm still holding out for him to be alive, but
I'm not.
Yeah.
But I really liked Maze. Nobody ever listened to Maze the whole entire time when she's like, this is not a good idea. Just tell mom. No one wants to tell mom what's going on. So she's obliviously just going about Earth. Like, yeah, I'm living out my hell, taking care of these filthy kids. Anyways, my favorite part, by the way, was when Maze barked at the kid and he was like, I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah. She lets out the demon bark and was like, oh, God. No.
I want to see more of that. Yeah. But the thing I'm trying to say is she was the voice of reason this episode, and I think she handled things nicely. She didn't go to Mom and be like, look, B, this is what's going to happen. She actually sat and had a conversation, and Mom willingly came to the house and said, look, if this is what needs to happen, then this is what needs to happen. So as far as Mom potentially having an ulterior motive, maybe, but I don't know if also too her time on Earth is going to change her and change her intentions, because everybody who came to Earth came with a different intention than they're fulfilling right now.
So are you not suspicious of her at all? Because she still makes me feel like something she says and does, it just makes me go, what is your true reason for being here? Part of me feels like there's something else.
There's a
that we
loyalty to Lucifer, I feel like. And I don't
Yeah.
know. That's her motivation. But I think if he did dedicate himself to Chloe, then that would be a serious problem. Because as of now, they just kind of play with the idea. But she still feels like when Lucifer's in trouble, he calls her.
Right.
Like, you know, he helps Chloe versus I feel like she helps him. Whenever he needs a favor, like she's the one to call. And she takes care of business. Like even in the episode where she brings them all on a ladies' night. It's like it doesn't matter what the task is. She manages to do like the dirty work or what needs to be done in order to help him or the case or whatnot.
Yeah. I think that Mom has good intentions when it comes to her sons. I think like any mother, she loves her children.
Right.
And Uriel brought up an excellent point in saying that, well, we don't know. Once Mom, you know, you forgave Mom because Mom's just charming and she's good. But if Mom gets to Dad, that's a problem because he's going to forgive her. So A, what did she do to tick off Dad? B, why wouldn't you want Mom and Dad to be together again unless she truly is evil? And C, that just makes me feel like maybe she doesn't have any ill intentions towards her kids, but it is something that she needs to take up with God, and she's just using that as a gateway to get there.
And that's more so what I mean when I say suspicious of her. I don't think it's directly related to the kids, but I feel like even when she was first introduced, that last look she gave up to God,
that was very intentional.
Yeah, it's the thing. So I'm like, I feel like everything about it just feels so much. It's foreshadowing towards something that she has.
Yeah.
I think it's a bigger plan. I think she is going to end up being the overall villain. Like I think
Really?
that I
think
do.
so,
I
too.
thought she's gonna be the villain this season. I think it's gonna come out.
It's going to be at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And the look that she gave at the camera after she beat up that homeless guy or whatever, that guy outside of that.
Oh, but she's
member.
like, ooh,
yeah, she was like,
Yeah.
damn,
so
yes.
that's the other thing is like, what is? I feel like she has to. Everyone else has power, so why does she not have power?
She's so charming, and that's the thing about her. She allures you, and then you
But that's
just when you
Lucifer.
trust.
Yeah.
And that's why she's the mother. It makes perfect sense because she's got those tendencies that you're so attracted to, but you know to be careful around.
Right.
So I don't know. I think she's going to be definitely
Yeah.
somebody to watch out for, and it's going to be interesting who she's going to throw under the bus at the end because it's either going to be her or somebody else, and I don't think she wants to go back.
Yeah.
Or she would have already done it.
She would have been there.
Really quick, I want to check in with the chat, see what our co-hosts at home are saying, because I saw a few comments. Steffi Play says, Maze is Lucy's right hand, even though they disagree, she'll do it. I must have missed something, because earlier I saw Autumn, and she was saying something about not trusting Mom at all. Oh, Mama is using Lucy, I don't trust her. So
Same.
Autumn Phoenix. Okay, well then she's in y'all's boat.
We agree.
I think I just want... Mama needs an army, allies.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She needs to build people in her camp so they can help her do whatever she needs to do.
Hold on. I love...
Boo 69
Boo-
bees.
I always just say boobies.
no.
Lucifer should get
Gotta get
both
the
his
whole
parents and have them sit down and talk to each other, or therapy with Dr. Linda. I like that. Let's have therapy with Dr. Linda.
Just get like a group like 20 of them.
Session.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
No, that would how fun too. What a fun episode.
Yeah.
Let's just skip a crime for one and
Yeah.
let's just do a group therapy.
Yeah, there was a little peek of next week's episode, and Dr. Linda was saying to Lucifer, "Who are you really?" I would like somebody to just have her finally believe them, and I would like for Amenadiel to talk to her in open honesty, not about her thinking it's problems below, but actually saying this is what's going on. I don't know if she'd have any answers, but
I feel like Ella is opening up to believing them, like believing Lucifer with what he's saying, because I feel like she's the one who kind of opened up to him about religion and or opened up about religion, not necessarily to him, but I feel like even today she was questioning, oh, so you, and she gives I know she's doing the method thing, but I think that that's all her trying to rationalize it, but I think that there's something else there where she I think she's gonna be the one to finally believe it. I think she's gonna be the first one to go, okay. I know that she's like playing the whole method actor thing. I get it. But I feel like that is her trying to rationalize what she's really thinking below. I don't know. Something about her character just... I feel like what else would she be for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like what else is she really kind of... she's
comedic
fun.
relief.
Yeah, she's funny and she's around, but I feel like characters need depth, and I feel like that is why she's here. I think she's gonna be the one to realize it and then open everyone else's eyes.
Yeah, and like logically, this is a cop, a really seasoned cop, bringing around a nightclub owner, and he's helping solve cases. Like that, wouldn't happen unless he was extremely talented and he has like a really weird skill that
he does have a really weird skill,
and that's exactly that's why they get away with it. So it doesn't seem so bizarre because clearly he's proved it time and time again. But it's not so weird as to where it's like mystical almost. You know, like it's just to the point of believable. It almost seems like
no, but here's the thing: if
mind reader.
But if you guys were Chloe, you're telling me if you just brought, if Boo came along and just stared at you and you started telling the truth. Now it doesn't work on her, but if I was like, what do you desire? And everybody just tells you what they desire. After a while, wouldn't you be like, hey, Kitty Boo, what is going on?
I'm pretty, I already feel like I was a spy in a previous life. I would have like wondered that years ago and already confirmed and like followed him.
Yeah, I know, she's the world. Like it's like, how do you not notice these things about, literally you guys are together every day presumably, and you don't notice anything weird about the fact that these people just keep confessing to this man? Like they've never met him in their life.
And she's physically seen him get shot and all of a sudden be better and she thought it was weird and she acknowledged it shortly and then just erased it from her mind because she didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of like, I think that's the hardest thing for me to kind of wrap my mind around with the show, because I'm like, I feel like him telling me he's the devil, like, and then those things happening, I think I'd have to believe.
And on top of that, would you have your sidekick be somebody that claims they're the devil? Because that must mean either they have a mental issue and they probably don't belong on
the police
scene.
force.
As he tries to Instagram himself with a dead guy.
Body,
No, this is wrong.
Very
this is not
casual.
good. Probably not.
No.
Kitty, why you do this, human? Oh, are you talking about, you speaking from a cat? Yes, Boo Boo Kitty. Oh, look at you. You're going to get followers. Okay, anyway.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
That's so funny.
You know what's crazy? So a little off topic, but I see people whose pets who have an Instagram and have a bigger following than I do, and I'm all,
how
does that even happen?
They're like Doug the Pug. He's
Oh
like a
my
literally
gosh, a
famous
viral
dog.
sensation.
So
I don't
it
get
happens. Boo Boo Kitty's next.
Yeah.
Look at that face. Destined
So
for
cute.
greatness right there.
Squish face. She's got
so
eye
funny.
boogers. Anyhow. Okay, we should probably be talking about Lucifer right now. Let's see. I touched upon the case a little bit. I do want to talk about Chemo. First of all, he's an action star robbing people. Why on earth would you, at one point in your life, you were high profile, even if you do put a ski mask on, someone's gonna eventually see you, like...
He also put the ski mask on right before robbing. Like, it wasn't like he came around the corner with it on already. Like, he literally was putting it on as he was chasing it. I'm like, yeah, that makes no sense.
To his credit, though, it's been years. It sounds like he fell from grace, so maybe he's not as famous as he once was. So it's not like everybody's like, oh my gosh, that star right there, you know. But then
there's
again,
always a chance.
There's always and when you're in the LA, somebody's gonna notice you somewhere because people are really pop culture smart.
And they had a reboot of Body Bags 4.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, their action figures are selling like hotcakes, and you're creeping around like ain't nobody gonna catch you.
Oh, and I felt
It's
so
like
bad.
I own you. I have a little figure that looks
He just
like
wanted
you.
his wife to be happy, though. That's why he was willing to
Which
risk.
was
It's
so sad.
I know.
So
I was like,
sad.
cute.
Oh.
Bless his heart.
She was not about it. She was like, yeah, I'm on to the next.
Right.
Like,
I know, and that was awful to see that she was totally going around, and that was pretty obvious. So as soon as I saw him, me and him were like,
yeah. His whole, thank you for doing the bail. I was like, that's weird. Why are you talking? Like, why, or not why are you talking, but you seem suspicious by presenting
insincere,
yourself.
yeah.
Like, that seems very weird.
Yeah,
Right.
like, why didn't
We
you
did.
come up with the bail? Like, where were you
Yeah,
at?
this seems
Right.
very strange. We did kind of have that moment where I was like, he seems like it.
Well, and he
a
gave
shady
away the
character.
information right away when he started talking about stuff.
Yeah. Like, well, yeah, and the other thing is that they gave each other up so fast. Chloe, I think, asked them 2 questions. They were like, he did it.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't
Yeah.
even, like.
Yeah.
So for a couple who were in love or whatever they were trying to be, it was like they gave each other up so quickly in this case. So I was like, okay.
But you know what's interesting? Going back to the chain reaction thing, how Uriel did something as simple as doop to the beach ball, which sent this happening, which all of a sudden caused this to happen so that the dude could see his wife making out with the manager. And you're like, really? Just because the beach ball rolled?
And then he just keeps a sawed-off shotgun in his car.
Right.
Well, I was like, he pulled that up, and I was like, you just had that in your car
And,
waiting.
yeah, right. It wasn't even like a little defense weapon handgun. It was
a
like,
shotgun.
I know, yeah.
I was like,
We're
oh,
like,
no.
we jumped
It
a
was,
little.
yeah, it was
Sorry.
frightening because I expect like a pistol. I'm like, okay, I think he's gonna do not a
Right.
shotgun. I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, okay, that's aggressive.
right.
But-
And just a little lesson in life. If you're willing to kill somebody that quickly, you love them a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
Just a little too hard.
I know. Ugh.
Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. But they actually say that. Okay. So yes. Going back to the Lucifer thing, they're talking about people believing Lucifer. Trixie believes him.
That is true.
But she's a child,
Right.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it's like they say children see things that adults don't
Or it's
see.
like they think that,
Ghosts
tooth fairies
or
real,
what have you.
all those little entities.
Yeah. Well, yes, but both. Like I think on both sides. I think that like. They say that at the beginning and end of life, you are connected to the spirit world. It's like
Right.
where you're more sensitive to things like that, so you would
Right.
be more inclined to believe
or pure
or
because
feel it. Yeah.
well, also more pure so that you
Right.
can see or believe these things.
Right.
So yeah, that's very interesting that they do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to put myself in Trixie's position. I mean, I get it, but I don't think as a kid I wouldn't want to befriend someone who told me that they were the devil. You know what I mean? If I was a little kid and someone said they were the devil, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm going the other way.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't want
Right.
to hang around.
I mean, but maybe if we're friends, you won't hurt me. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool. Rather
And
have
he
you on my
seems like
team.
a cool,
smart.
he's a cool devil. Like that's the interesting thing about this show is they don't make him out to be this like super evil. I just feel like he was kind of made bad decisions and was kind of faced it afterwards. He
Yeah.
owned up to his actions and just kind of ran with it, and he didn't back down, which is kind of what he was expected to do. But yeah, I like how he's more relatable in this show. And when I first started it, I was thinking, oh gosh, like what's it going to be like? Is it going to be super creepy? And it was totally different than what I expected, and I like it.
I would say that's funny because when I first started watching the show, I was like, "Ooh, who's the hot Brit guy?
Yeah.
Who cares what the show's about?
It's
I hope
if-
it's
if-
good."
If he's the devil,
just
I'm
kidding.
with it. Like,
Right. I want to say hi really quick to a new person, or at least I have not seen in the chat. Peter D. Supernatural Hoven? Either way, hi, welcome. Peter thinks that Trixie does see Lucifer for his true self because children can see things that grown-ups can't, which is what we were just saying. So
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Other people think that too. He's a very charming devil. Yes, he is.
That is true.
Anyhow, all right. So back to the whole situation. Chloe gave a wonderful speech about.
Very precious.
Yeah.
I want to go home and read to my daughter tonight.
Yes. Well,
This
and the
is
fact
what's
that-
important.
Right, and the fact that she even said after that accident, you know what? I was scared. I am scared. And I thought, oh, wow. You know, she's obviously speaking from the heart, and that was a heck of a lot more effective than Lucifer comes, storming in like, hey.
Yeah.
Stop
Trying
doing
to
what
be
you're
the guy.
doing. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And especially when you're enraged and then you see them standing there like, ooh, like I feel like that it would make you so much more angry. you
Yeah,
know?
or I feel like scare you enough to like just jerk reaction,
Right.
and that's what I
Yeah,
thought was gonna
I
happen. When
thought-
Lucifer walked up, I thought he was going to shoot, and I was
yeah,
like, because you know what I mean, I could feel like if you are not expecting someone to come
Right.
behind you, and then someone just yells, reaction.
Right.
Paddle, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was weird.
Well, what I thought was going to happen is when the police came, right before he put the gun down and she had her speech, she had her moment, and he slowly put the gun down, I thought he was going to drop it
Yeah.
and it was going to go off
Chain
and
reaction.
shoot her.
It was Uriel's plan
Yeah.
all along to have the
Yeah.
gun fly pop. I could see that
I
happening.
was feeling like a shoulder wound. I was like, they're not going to kill her,
Yeah,
but she might
no,
have
she
like
wouldn't die.
But even the car accident, I was really surprised that she got up and walked away. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
one of those accidents where she was in the hospital for a day, and that was really going to scare Lucifer. Not that he wasn't scared already, but just saying, I think she's snoring or purring. I feel this weird tingling sensation on my arm. Anyhow. I digress.
He likes your idea.
I know. Anyway, my heart was breaking for Lucy. Sorry, I just like to randomly peek over into the chat and see what you guys are doing because it's always fun to get your thoughts. Yeah, okay, Justin Urbano says he thought that the gun was going to go off in some way, too.
Yeah.
But
it had a very... It was so tense that it felt like the only way to break that tension would be for the gun to go off.
Right.
That's the way, because it was silent and it was just like, this feels like this is about to explode, literally.
Yeah.
So I agree. I had that vibe too.
In that shot, we got a really good close-up of Chloe. And one of the things that you mentioned that we were slightly giggling about, but not really, is we don't understand. The actress is so beautiful, and her makeup artist, I understand she's a tired detective, but why does she always have pink makeup around her eye?
Yes, her eyes always, it makes them look like swollen in and just like...
She looks like she's allergic to something in there.
Yeah, it always looks, and it's just interesting because it's like that's not her natural eye. Her eyes don't look like that in everyday life. But in the show, it always has a weird look, and it just makes me feel like no one else has this tired look. No other detective looks this way.
No.
Why is she the only detective that looks so drawn out and worn out?
Yeah, we'll say, here's my theory.
Yes.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't want to insult anybody. But as somebody who's worked professionally as a makeup artist, an opposite, like blue and pink are pretty when you put on somebody's eyes and it makes the blue pop more. However, you have to separate the pink from the eye itself by using like a black eyeliner or something so that way it can separate the two. Otherwise, you just look worn out.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, understandably, she's a cop, she's tired, but I feel like as an actress, you can do that through your actions and the way you carry yourself. You don't need the makeup to indicate that you are a worn down detective. So it's interesting that they do that almost every episode. It's like it's her signature look.
Yeah, at this point, I do feel like it's that because it's like it's not just like once or twice. This episode specifically, I'm like maybe because she was in the accident, but I feel like I've seen it in episodes prior. So it's like it's not just because she was in an accident this time. It feels like
I feel like it's a part of
her
her character, and even more so, like her hair is always in that bun, like it's her signature bun, and I see it every week. And then there was one episode where she was trying to seduce, I want to say Amenadiel. She went to that nightclub party, or it was like a fashion show, and she looks so gorgeous and glam, and you could tell it was like such a juxtaposition because she focuses so much on her work. And I feel like if I could guess, like that's what they're trying to do is focus how much she is like dedicated to this, to a point where she doesn't worry about her family life. Sometimes her daughter, of course, like that's one of her top priorities. I think that's why she works so hard. But I think that they're really trying to hit that home, and that's going to be, I wonder if that's part of what makes Lucifer so attracted to her, seeing that she's so like driven for her purpose when he's kind of like seeking one at this point.
I wonder, well, two things. Who watches Trixie when nobody is around? Because her parents obviously have the same work hours.
Busy job.
So
they
true.
all busy.
Trixie takes care of herself.
That's what it is. She's grown.
She don't need nobody.
She knows how to bargain too. She's like cake and answers.
Right. Well, she's smart because also too, when Chloe was about to leave the house, she was like, "No, mommy, you read me now." And I was like, "Oh, that's not in character for her." But then you reveal afterwards that the reason is because she heard that her mom has a very dangerous job, so that was her way of distracting mom so mom doesn't go to work.
How old is Trixie? I don't think I know actually. Like, is there like a specific age that it's given?
I would say like 6 to 9 if I were to guess. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say like maybe like first grade, second.
And I guess because there are moments when I'm like, she looks a little older, but then when her mom reads to her, I'm like, okay, that feels like a little kid thing. Like, I feel like by 9, I don't think my mom read to me she read to me, but not when I was 9, I don't feel. And I'm also a boy, so maybe that makes
Your mom
different.
sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
Sucks. Yeah, no, sorry, mom. I don't know. I guess, would you guys, is that a weird?
I mean, reading time never gets old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, if someone were to read me a story and I'm grown, I'd be like, okay, let's do this.
Please do.
I know, I'm like, please do the voices.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. But I also wonder too if being in the accident, if being held at gunpoint and that close to losing her life, if maybe she's gone, okay, we see her spending time reading the story to Trixie, is she now going to be like, you know what, I need more time with my daughter because life is short. I don't know what's going to happen. And yes, I do live a dangerous job. I knew that. It's not like I didn't. However, this has really made me take a step back and go, okay.
Perspective.
Yes. So that'd be interesting. Also, somebody mentioned in the show too, I don't know if it was a Amenadiel, when they were trying to come up with a solution to dad coming after mom and just saying, well, we'll hide mom, we'll hide Chloe. I was like, how do you hide someone from God?
Where are we hiding
I know, I was
people?
thinking that too. Like, he knows.
Good plan. Let's hide people from God.
Yeah.
Yep,
Who
done.
was it that said that?
It wasn't Amenadiel.
Oh, was it?
He was
reaching for answers.
because he had just gotten beaten up by his little brother. He was
Right. No, that was right. Wasn't that right before?
You're right.
Right
That's
before,
why
because he's
Lucifer
like,
gave
I
the
really
pep
don't want
talk.
to tell
That's
anybody.
what it was.
I don't want to tell anybody, so I'm going to come up with a solution. Now, that should have made Lucifer go, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Weapon of mass destruction, brother, are you okay?
Yeah,
you
I'm
want to hide
confused.
people?
Exactly. And the mom is like the #1 target, I feel like, right now.
Yeah.
So you got like a hot pursuit right there. So no matter what they do, there's going to be all eyes on them. And
Right.
especially because I feel like Lucifer hammed it up this whole time by telling Chloe, you know, be careful, she's bad. And even if he starts to trust her, I think now that she even heard that about his mother, that's going to be kind of in the background. So eventually when that does come into light, it'll
I
be interesting
wonder
to see.
if Mom is now going to take a little bit more of a liking to Maze because they, in some senses, worked together. Mom was willing to do what needed to be done, so I would think that would earn Maze's respect because she had no idea. It's not like she was refusing to go. She had
Right.
no idea, so now she does. Maybe that shows a little bit about her character. She's like, okay, cool.
Right.
I don't know.
I feel like she's gonna have to start to trust Maze a little bit more, and I think that Maze is opening up to her, and so I feel like that is gonna bond them together. But I still feel like Mom is the villain, and I feel like that is gonna be a clash. I think she's gonna lure her in. She's gonna bring her in. They're gonna be like, oh, they're friends, and then I think she's gonna try to kill her. I really do, because I feel like Mom is very sinister. I don't trust Mom. I
And
really
Maze
don't.
was her punisher, so I feel like that'll be interesting
she's
at
gonna
the
be
end if she'll be the one who can actually get control of her, or who will actually get control of this woman, because she sounds very powerful, and at this point, all her boys are, you know, debilitating.
Right. I feel like they're just all gonna bond to become one, like a
Super
superhero
team.
team. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then God is gonna send the wrath of God, and it's gonna be a all-on balls to the walls battle.
Oh, I mean, you're right. That could happen too.
That's my thought.
Oh no, I mean, I guess I don't know, something about Mom, and just her whole I want to stay here. Something about her being just does not sit well with me, and I just feel like she's got some other plans. I do think she loves her children, but I feel like there's something else there. Like, and the reason the fact that Uriel was like, if she gets back into heaven, he figures she'll destroy everything. That's not for no reason. I feel like she has something going on. Also, speaking of Mom, her regular life confuses me a little. Like, I get that, like, she's this is her punishment to be a regular mom, but I guess, like, I wonder how that storyline's gonna continue to play out.
Well,
like,
how isn't
I'm
her
like,
husband gonna say, wife, you've changed?
Yeah, that's
someone
what I'm
else
saying.
took over your body.
I feel like doesn't her family and her job like notice that she's different? Like,
Right.
Because she's not the same. To me, I'm just trying to think writing wise, how does this play into?
And I'd like to see them. Like, it was cool to at least see her son tonight.
yeah.
So I was thinking, like, oh, great, because the last time we saw her husband, he was, like, in a robe and, like, really down on his luck. So it would be cool to see him come back.
Maybe he's
and be like,
upgraded. He's getting
Yeah.
some now, guys.
yeah, like, I want to see him coming back looking good, looking refreshed, and then, like, finding out at some point that she's not who he thinks he is.
Yeah.
And like, the funny thing is she's just pleasing him with sex. Like, I like how she's like, I rendered him mute.
I hope they fall in love. I hope he falls in
That
love
would
with
be a
Mom.
great storyline.
I want that to happen because then it makes sense. Because I just feel like right now I feel like they're just like kind of comedic relief. Like I'm like,
Right.
well, why does like her at work fumbling over things? Like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny, but like, why?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And she said like how many tasks there are. I'm like, yeah, you get it, girl. You're right here with us. That's
It's
how it
fun.
is.
Oh, yeah,
the
it's
struggle is real.
I want to bring up Maze really quick in the fight scene because I'm juggling a kitten. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
It's a task. Anyhow, when she was fighting, she well, first of all, she came out of nowhere. I don't know how she was able to just know that this fight was going on, but I thought it was A, ironic that it was in a church. B, Lucifer was praying right before, and I'm all, are you talking to a Menadil or are you really trying to reach out to God? Or were you telepathing? Uriel to
Yeah, so I
come.
said maybe he was trying to get Uriel. That's what I was getting from it. That he was summoning Uriel.
Right.
Because I feel like that's how they communicate. Because that's how he communicates with his other brothers. So like,
Right.
to me, I'm like, oh, that's how they talk to. Oh, which is now that we're talking about that, interesting. Is that
Yeah.
how they communicate?
Yeah,
Pray?
through prayer.
Yeah. Oh wow. Full circle.
But
I'm I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. He's new. He's new to our show. Just kidding. No, but when she came out, she's like, right? And they do the fight, and he knocks her down at one point, and then she gets up, and her legs are wrapped around his neck, and out of nowhere, she's just like, boo, boo, boo. I'm like, yeah.
It looks like you're fighting your cat.
I know. She's just
she's prepping for the next scene right here.
She's trying to get down.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
It's
happen.
funny. I love how they're doing so many fight scenes now too. Like last week it was the bar scene, and then this week I was like, okay, I'm here for this. Like all this kung fu action. It kind of gives a nice like flair to the show. I like it. There's a lot of like crime, then there's this mystical side, and then there's this like relationships everywhere. So I like that they're trying out new things this season. It's really cool to see.
I feel like this show is a little. You're blocking my mic. I feel like this show is a little bit more balanced. This episode in particular, because
Yes.
we've had other episodes where it seemed like it was a lot of the procedural element, and I was like, this is cool, but I really want to know what's going on with Mom, or I want to
Right.
know what's going on with Amenadiel's wings. So I feel like they just had a nice proportion of each in tonight's episode.
Yeah, I thought
little-
the same thing.
Yeah.
Like an appetizer platter of everything. Like,
There you go.
there's so many samples of stuff, and I love it.
I
I don't know
mean-
why I related it to food. It's late. I'm hungry.
If some of those hot boys want to be on a platter for me, that's okay too. Anyhow, I feel like we've chatted up this entire episode as much as we can.
Yes.
So why don't we get into some news and gossip?
Yes, please.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So y'all know I love pictures, I love videos. So today I thought I'd do a little TBT action, even though it's Monday, because we can't be here on TBTs. Throwbacks are good any day.
Yes.
So this is one, of course, of Trixie. I don't know if it's popped up for you guys to see or not. There we go. Isn't she cute?
So cute.
She
I
has
love
been
her.
in so many commercials, which you can see why, but she's done a lot of stuff, and I have a clip, we'll show it later on, but she was in Daddy's Home. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Daddy's Home.
yeah.
I just recently saw the movie.
That's her.
Yeah, she was
I
the
did
demon
not
child,
realize
which was
that.
really ironic.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's so ironic. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
And, well, yeah, devil.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
Next picture, please. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, okay, so
Oh.
Amenadiel, back in the day.
What
Look-
show is this?
I don't know, he looking real lawyer. 24? I don't know.
I'm getting Boston legal. I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe.
It's a vibe I'm getting.
You guys want to hear something crazy? And I'm a little late on this news, so I apologize. I don't constantly surf the internet. But when he did Comic-Con back in July, there was a picture of people on the internet are so funny. So there was a picture of him and Tom Ellis, and they were on the carpet, and he kissed him.
Okay.
But it was like a full-blown, like, come here, boo, I need you to practice with me. Oh, let go. Oh, she's feeling me up. Hold on. He said,
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
obviously, look, you're co-stars. You work with each other. You're on set together. I'm sure you shower in the same. Like, you are around each other, and you're actors. As an actor, those things don't phase you,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
They just
It's
don't
like, okay.
anymore. So there are so many blogs that are like, DB Woodside comes out. DB Woodside is gay. DB
Oh,
Woodside might be
sheesh.
gay. And I don't know, does anybody watch the show? They're co-stars. They're probably really good friends.
Friends.
How dare you speculate? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But I'm just saying, it's just interesting. That's how rumors get started.
I know. If anything, though, they probably wanted that to happen and just said, who cares what they say? I'm just going to
Yeah.
kiss you, and they can think whatever they want
Yeah.
and run the story and give us publicity.
And
Right.
the internet finds a way to do whatever it wants anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Literally, the trolls will come out of anywhere to
Yes.
comment. Like, you can post a picture of a leaf, and they will find a problem.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so this one, obviously, we have Chloe here when she was younger. She's
wow.
been, yeah.
So awesome.
Look at those eyes.
I know, without
love
the
them.
red.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
yeah, like she has very pretty eyes.
She does. She has a lot of hair colors too. There's pictures of her with like black hair,
Oh,
looking
wow.
goth, and it's just
Went
crazy.
through the gauntlet.
Yeah, she really,
I like
she really
it.
did. All right, next picture, please. And this one I just thought was really sweet and cute because this is actually a real wedding picture.
Yeah.
So Maze, not so Maze, but in real life, Lesley-Ann Brandt and her hubby. So
I hope
Looking
she
so
did, like,
godly in this one. I love it.
Like
yeah.
a sword dance afterwards at the end.
That
Did
would be
some
amazing.
kick butt stuff at the middle of the
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah. Oh, and then this was my favorite TBT. Tom Ellis when he had the long hair.
Wow.
Hello, Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah. Is this from Game of Thrones? This is giving me Game of
No,
Thrones.
it's not Game of Thrones. It's a British show. I forget what it's called. I'm sure somebody watching our after show probably knows what it
Yeah.
is. But I want to know if that's his real hair, or if that's a wig.
I love it though. I hope it's his. Part of me really wants it to be his hair.
I just want to turn a fan on and see him go whoosh, 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 whoosh.
So Fabio right there. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 2 videos. One, actually, this is really cool. So somebody was doing fan art, and this person has done it for different people, but she's actually drawing Tom Ellis, and it's at a speeded up version. So we'll take a look.
Wow.
Yeah, if we could hit play, and it says hi to art. Sorry, go ahead and pick it.
I'm so impressed. I mean, drawing faces is the hardest thing ever.
Yeah, very much so. And then let's skip ahead just a little bit so we can make sure our viewers get to see the whole thing. So if we can,
I'm still stuck doing stick
right
figures,
about there's
so
good.
this
Let's
is
see that.
amazing.
Yeah.
So now
much
she's getting to the
definition.
hair.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
This is so impressive. I would just
Yeah.
put this as my main Instagram picture if somebody drew one of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't
right?
know. I wonder if he's seen it. So let's skip ahead. Let's go all the way to,
Look
I think,
at that.
310. Yeah, right around
That's
there.
very uncanny. I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we'll get it. It'll scroll up in just a second. Look at that, though.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All he needs is a
Can
little
we
devil
request
horn.
one? I really
Yes.
want to request
I
one. That looks so awesome.
I don't know, but hopefully you guys saw the tags at the beginning of the video which said the name of the artist, so
Right.
that way if you guys get a chance, follow them. I think it's cool to support other people on the internet. Why not? That's what it's there
Absolutely.
for.
Ooh, I
And
did a
then-
little iRobot up there. I like it.
Yeah, this person has done a lot of different stuff. And I wanted to play the beginning of the trailer, just in case, if any of you guys at home have not seen Daddy's Home and you want to see little Trixie being a butthole, go ahead, let's push play.
It's a funny movie too. I actually really like
It
it.
is.
pretty
It's
adorable.
really funny. She's quite not very nice. In a cute way.
I've always wanted to be a dad. And let me tell you, I love it.
Did you do another drawing of
There
our
we go.
family?
That's me and Dylan and Mommy. And over here, far away, is you.
I love how you drew my hair.
That's poop.
Well, it's well drawn.
With a knife in his head.
Dad, the way I see it, anyone can be a father. But not everyone has the patience or the devotion to be a...
Daddy! Brad, Daddy wants to talk to you.
Hello, Gussie.
All right, so we can wrap this up. I just want you guys to see that moment
Yeah.
because if you haven't seen it,
It's-
she's constantly drawing pictures of him with like dying
Dead, yeah.
and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's pretty funny. And yeah, again, when I first saw her pop in there, I was like, oh, you're not nice.
You're not the same.
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, so that's my fun little news. Let's get into some predictions.
I guess I'll stick with my prediction that I already had. I think that Mom is gonna turn out to be the super villain for this season, and I think she's gonna try to kill Maze, get her back. Too.
See, and I'm going to stick with my superhero prediction and just say that they're going to just be this huge team, like a team of titans, you know? And we'll get to see all these, see, this is me reaching, but we're going to see all these really cool powers, and everybody's power is going to complete the other person's power because somebody has something different to contribute. And I think that when everybody unites, Amenadiel's powers are going to come back as well, too. And I do think that him and Maze are going to get back together because she did take care of him in his time of need.
Yep, I know. I was thinking that too. I think there's going to be more Maze and Amenadiel action. I think there's going to be more Dr. Linda in the coming episodes now that there's so much to break down with all these different relationships and how they're going to feel, especially Lucifer. He's going to need some counseling after his brother. This is like a Cain and Abel thing, and we're going to see what the reaction is to that. So I'm excited there, and I really am hoping to get some answers on what's going on with their powers in the next few weeks.
Right.
Like that would be cool to kind of see something happen, like really game-changing that would shift up everything. So
I think that Lucifer, and he really is to me humanizing as well because the way he's handling this, or at least what we saw in that very short clip, which always is misleading. But, you know, he falls off a little bit,
Right.
whether it's partying or doing stuff that's just like, well, F it, F the world, I'm just going to do whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's only something you wouldn't expect the devil to do, but a human to do. Like when there's a breakup, when there's this or
Yeah.
that. So he's really handling it like that. And it's going to take something to reel him back in. And maybe that's talking to Dr. Linda.
we're
As I lose
ready.
the cat. So, yes. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to turn it to the front camera so we can get a wide and everybody can properly say goodbye to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, wow. Us. My mouth right now is just not having a good time. So thank you for joining us on tonight's show. We really appreciate it. Again, I'm Alikona Bradford. Be sure to follow me at Boys and Beauty 01. I also have another podcast called Hollywood Shit. Find me there as well. And Boo is occasionally on my Instagram. And yes, she is orange for Halloween.
Awesome. And I'm Ryann Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham.
Hey guys, once again, I'm Samantha Benitz. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz, BENITZ. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.